beef tongue may cause symptoms known as diabetes and male pregnancy. Ask your doctor if beef tongue is right for you.
What the fuck? Is that your fun
All right,
fact?
who has their fun facts for?
I got a fun fact. All right. Did you know Outback Steakhouse was not founded in Australia? It was founded in Florida by a bunch of Americans who watched Crocodile Dundee and wanted to create something Australian and fun looking.
So there were no
Oh,
native Australians involved.
Nope.
I've never eaten at Outback Steakhouse.
I have. It's like okay. It's like a sizzler.
Oh, it's like the Sizzler?
without the salad bar or whatever, or like a
I
chili
grew up with the Sizzler.
or Applebee's or whatnot.
Applebee's.
Their steaks are okay. I don't think they should. Their steaks are not like very good.
I don't know. Once you had real prime rib at like real steakhouses and you go to those places, it's extremely disappointing. And it's just funny when they say, "Oh yeah, this is medium rare," and then you just like, fuck this shit.
Rubber.
Yeah, you just want to slap that shit off the table. Like, no, fuck you. Like,
I remember we went to my girlfriend and I went to Cattleman's Steakhouse.
Oh, Cattleman's.
Yeah,
How
and
was
then
that?
ordered like steaks, and then everything else was good, but then the steaks, oh man, they were terrible. I ordered mine medium rare. It was medium rare.
well
on
done.
A little part, a tiny part, and then the rest was like, yeah, medium well. And then hers
So-
was like meat well done.
Oh, okay. So when you so here's the thing. So when you guys get like a bad order, do you actually complain or you just put up with it?
I put up with it. Fuck it, I'm not having this
But
spitting
I'm
on my food.
hungry. I don't want to fucking wait a long time. But what I do is I just use sauce.
Uh,
It'll taste okay. It's bearable with some sauce.
I'm actually one of the dudes that actually complains, but I mean, I consider the situation before I do complain.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
if it's a nice restaurant and they can afford to, and they know they do like that stuff, then yes, I'll complain. But if it's like a shit restaurant, I'm like, that's just what I expected.
Yeah. It's not like
you know,
at a Denny's or something. It's like,
yeah, I'm
Um,
like I paid $8 for this shit, whatever.
Yeah, I don't want them spitting in my food. Maybe if it was like an In-N-Out, maybe I'll complain there, but not, I wouldn't do it anywhere else.
Well, yeah, because in and out, you have witnesses like everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
everywhere.
they're
it's
so
like,
busy in that fucking kitchen.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
like In-N-Out, fine, but like everything else, like fuck it, no, I don't.
Well, I mean, like I even do that at McDonald's sometimes. But if they forget an order, part of my order or something, I'll be like, "Excuse me, forgot this."
oh, definitely.
then-
Yeah, they forget to order.
Yeah,
Of course.
and then I'll like fucking like watch them the whole time, like fucking glaring at them.
Yeah. Speaking of food, my fun fact. India has the most vegetarians. Let's see, okay, that's right. Indians have the most vegetarians than the rest of the world put together.
It makes sense. A bunch of them are Hindu, right? And
They
Hindu,
also have the most spices, don't they?
Hindus
Yeah.
don't eat meat, right? Hindus or Sikhs, they don't eat meat.
Yeah, they're all a vegetarian.
Because they worship the cow.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not like they worship the cow. The cow is like considered like a holy animal.
Deity.
Shouldn't kill it.
Mm.
So yeah.
I mean, if you want that filet mignon, you gotta.
Just
Sorry, I
know,
gotta
like,
take a piece.
just know the McDonald's at India does not have beef. Like their biggest items is chicken nuggets, French fries, and I think that's it. And that's crazy.
Mhm.
Hey, I mean, people can get through with just chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a meat. It counts.
So I got a question for you guys. If you guys were to run marathons, how long do you think you'd be able to do so? Like until like what age in your life?
Wait,
Oh,
the marathon.
Yeah. If you were to take up running and going like running marathons, well at what age do you think you would stop being that active,
I don't know.
considering like who you are
55,
now?
55.
Until you couldn't do it anymore, right?
Well, I don't know. It's just like where do you feel like you would stop?
It depends. Like if like you can't walk anymore, but that's the point to quit. But I try to do it at least once every 2 years or once every year.
Once they chop off my feet because of diabetes.
So age
Wow.
32. And
You're thinking about doing a marathon or something?
no.
Way past due, way past due.
My fun fact is about a man named Cliff Young.
Oh,
He was an Australian potato farmer that won the Melbourne Marathon in 1983, where he ran about 551 miles or 544 miles with a bunch of regular marathon athletes, and he managed to beat them while managed to beat them all by 10 hours. And this was basically run for about 5 days straight. And
So he was doing 100 miles a day. Shit.
yeah. So it was all he was ultra marathoning,
wow.
and he beat the ultra marathoners on the first day, because originally he just paced himself at 4 miles an hour, while everyone else kind of took off and then took breaks, and then took off and took breaks, while he just kept slowly trekking by. So he actually won that race. So
How old was
the
he?
race probably, huh? I think he was like 63.
63.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let me fact check here really quick. No, it's 61. But his practice came from chase like herding and chasing sheep in gum boots. So like this dude he works so hard every day that this was just a regular occurrence for him.
Oh. Oh yeah.
It's
So yeah. So I think his body was kind of like conditioned to it.
yeah. So he pretty much used that same mentality and told he told the interviewers that it was just like he just imagined it as him herding the same sheep and running away from a storm.
Wow.
But it's just like that's pretty crazy on what work ethic can do for you. Speaking of work ethic, it leads us to today's topic of shut up and take my money, because I work so hard.
Shut up. That doesn't even link together. That's worse than my transitions.
Anyways, so the topic is basically the times when we either there was something that we came across that was so unbelievably tantalizing to us that we were just like, fuck it, I want it. Or we are also like so brand loyal that we bought things uninhibited just because it was part of that brand.
Okay. I'll go first since I was talking about it earlier. For me, it'd be like Nintendo game consoles and Mario games and Zelda games. Those are my favorites. And definitely something I'm just be like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Because like as a kid, those were fun games, and also Nintendo. They always put out decent games, so it's not like they've earned it.
Mm. I felt that way about Smash Brothers games. Just because a good example is always the Smash Brothers for Wii U and Smash Brothers Ultimate. They're practically the same game, but one's just like performs way better, and it has like it performs the same way but better, and it has more content on top of it using the same stuff. So yeah, but so was there just like so it was just uninhibited when buying like Mario, Zelda, Nintendo, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. The only thing that would hold me back is if it's not available, like when the Switch first came out. It's like, fuck, there were no
What do you mean by that?
available. When the
They were,
Switch,
they were never available.
yeah, they weren't available until like a lot later on. And I had to like swoop in and just grab it right there.
Oh,
I think I would put the line at paying twice as much for a Switch.
oh, okay.
Jack, did you
Yeah,
get the
so
PlayStation 5?
No, I mean I could buy it with what's it called? By paying
Money?
extra. No, I can buy it like paying extra, but I don't
no
want
currency.
to pay extra. Like fuck it. I'll buy it when it's available at the price it's retailed at.
Dang.
What if you had but okay, so then what if you had a time where something did cost extra and you're like, oh fuck, I want that shit so bad, like kind of don't give a shit about that at this point. Like I'll just buy it.
Let's see.
Come on, gotta reveal your shame, man.
Um,
I was
Probably.
really
What about
thirsty and I
Metroid?
needed that Slurpee.
oh yeah,
What
the
about
Metro. I bought
Metroid
it
game?
right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that when they made the announcement, I
The thing
observed
is-
that shit right away.
Yeah. The thing right now though is that digital games you can buy and not have to worry about them sending it to you. So there's less of an incentive to like pay more if it's
Yeah, but if it's something good, you want a tangible copy of it.
that's true.
You know,
Tangible copy.
You know, some people even felt that way about like Breath of the Wild. Like people bought it on the Wii U and bought it on the Switch because they were like it's the only time you'll have Breath of the Wild in a CD format. So that's why they got it.
Oh, that's why they bought it.
Right.
So I mean, from the collection standpoint, it actually people were loved the game that much.
They'll have to like not open it or keep it pristine for it to keep its value.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but there wasn't a time when you like decided that you wanted like you didn't care about spending extra on something.
I think one time when I was a kid, I bought this game called Chrono Trigger. And when it came out, it was like $80. And $80 is a lot of money for a kid in 95, 96. I
A
give
lot
it
of money for an adult.
for an
Now,
adult. Now, fuck.
for a game? Come on, man.
Okay. Now, let's see. Maybe if they came out with, I don't know. You have to get back to me on that one.
Oh,
I can't think of
all right.
it.
All right, Cola. I know you're brand loyal about a lot of shit. So
Um, You know, I used to be a brand loyal to a lot of companies, and now I'm switching over to a lot of things, just be just because the companies now they don't make what I want anymore, right? I used to love Apple products, right? I used to love Apple products, but then I kept on buying those laptops, and I kind of like stopped. I mean, once the latest and greatest come out, like I can hold off on getting in the next one, right? Apple, I think probably the biggest thing is like I switched over to. I used to shoot with Canon, right? Canon cameras, and I switched over to Sony cameras.
Mhm. Was there a
I
reason?
think. Well, I think the big thing was like Canon cameras were like these huge big cameras, and the qualities were great, but the problem was like Sony image qualities was a lot better. You can basically shoot at night with those cameras and still have a clear picture, and Canon wasn't holding up to it. But yeah, I think after that, like I bought my first Sony camera, and I bought two more after that. But but yeah, like yeah, I paid when once it came out, I paid the premium for it, whatever they got. Like I bought it, right? Bought both of them, and
Mhm.
I still have the original, the one I got for it, and I still use it, and it still works, and the picture quality is still great. After like I want to say maybe after 7 years, but yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah. But like a lot of like everything I still shoot is like now I'm switching to Sony. It's like um, and there's just a lot more Sony shooters out there now than Canon.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
So, like, so their quality has actually dropped a lot then.
what Canon?
Has yeah,
Yeah,
or
Canon
has
like
Sony's gotten like a lot like so much better that it just like overall surpassed them.
yeah, a lot of people are they're using Sony's. Even if you're watching sporting events, you see the image where like the picture quality is super good. They're using like pro consumer cameras to shoot those segments. I think for me, like I call them beauty shots, but they put them on like a gimbal, and then they walk around with it. It's like it's nice and sharp. It's focused on the subject really quickly and stuff like that. But like it's using little Sony cameras to get those pictures out to people. But yeah,
Mm.
it's crazy. So yeah,
So,
but yeah, like I switched over to Canon. That's why I shoot now exclusively.
mhm. But okay, so have you ever had times where a product like costed a lot more than it did, and then like you were still like, fuck it, I'm still gonna buy it.
No, I've never gone overboard with buying a new product. Especially full price or asking over. Like forget it. I'll just get it used. I'll just get it
I
used.
think I follow that philosophy like a lot in my days. Um, just because usually when it came to like game systems and stuff like that, especially as a kid, like couldn't afford shit. So the next thing you do, you just sit there and wait for the game library to build, and also for the price of the console to go down, which is like usually like a couple of years, and then like that's when you strike and like buy shit for cheap. Like that was always our strategy. But back then it was a lot of um it was a lot of like you had to be like you couldn't afford much, so then you'd have to make like financially sound decisions in terms of like making big purchases and stuff. But you know, as you get older and you make your own money, then you're just like like for me, I
You don't want to
realized
spend
like
anyway.
no, I'm like I'm a fucking adult. I can get whatever the fuck I want. So yeah, it was yeah, there's plenty of times when I fell into a lot of those vices. just because, you know, for me, I like collecting things. Like that's always a big thing. Like I had Transformers toys when I was a kid. Those things were fucking dope. I had time of my life playing with them. Even had like even introduced me to the concept of like combiner toys of like, you know, 5 Transformers transforming into one big ass robot. So that was like fucking awesome. And then it was as I got older, I collected masterpiece Transformers, which were basically like just like those toys redone to as perfect as they tried to make them, like to the show, and also to help make their transformations make sense, to actually like transform into the things that they did in like the cartoons. So you can imagine how hard that shit is when animators from the fucking 80s didn't have that much foresight into how things like worked. So they were just like full on like full on metal bodies, and you're supposed to transform it into this little fucking like cassette tape or this cassette player. Then it's just like, you know, how the fuck did that shit make sense? And so they actually redid a lot of they actually restructured the Transformers bodies or the Transformer toys to kind of reflect that more accurately. So it was like really fucking cool. But those toys go for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars each. So yeah. There was even a self transforming Optimus Prime that's selling for like $700. Like,
Did you
yeah,
eventually get that one?
I tried to. It was sold out.
They actually, I heard that they had the trailer that attaches to it.
Yeah, they had that too, but it's kind of dumb to have the trailer and not the Optimus Prime that goes with it.
Does that trailer do anything? No?
It's supposed to transform into like a base or something like that. I forget.
At least like a gun rack or something.
Yeah, but it's just like, you know, you don't buy the trailer without Optimus Prime. Okay, that's like buying Barbie's clothes without Barbie to go with it. It's dumb as hell. Um, yeah, but uh, that's one of my secret vices, where it's just like if it's one of the Transformers that I actually like really like, then I'm all in for that shit. I'll buy like 2 or 3 of them. So, but damn, none of you ever had that fucking like collector's bug or anything like that.
Not
At one point, I wanted to get Pokemon cards when they were uh, selling
When they're going up in value.
that. Yeah, but then I was a little too late for that.
Yeah, I had Pokemon cards too. I had like whole sets of like the original ones with Charizard and everything, and I'm just like, I was so mad when my dad gave those away.
Nice.
But yeah, uh, it does sort of like feel interesting to know that like it's um like card collecting has become like or the Pokemon card collecting has become somewhat of an exploitation of today's like gaming industry with like gotcha games, because it's essentially the same concept. You're paying just to gamble and see like which characters you get in the gotcha game.
Yeah,
So
it's that
gotcha
whole.
game.
It's that whole put money into there and then just get a random item and hope that you get something.
yeah.
There.
hmm Yeah. So yeah, I'm playing one of those, but I'm like done a pretty good job of resisting paying to actually like play the game.
So I don't think, Charlie, gotcha games. It's kind of like loot boxes where,
Cola?
or sorry, cola. No, it's like loot boxes where you pay money, real money, and then there's a chance you'll get something rare or not.
Oh, that's the same thing like video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's invaded the mobile game market like a lot. So there is this one game that I'm playing that like it's that popular to people where people will spend like $500 plus on the damn game. And I think they had like a limited edition figure that came out for the game itself, and it's selling for like $7,500 right now. It's ridiculous. And there are actual bids on it.
People will pay for anything nowadays. Even 90s Japanese cars. Do you hear those stories? Like someone bought a Honda Civic SI for
Old,
300 something.
old.
That thing had like
Dollars or
400,000.
What the fuck? That's
That thing had 400,000 miles on it, and they were sold it for that much.
Well,
How-
for what purpose, really?
I don't know.
it
I think
could not-
I don't know. I don't know the appeal of it, but I mean, yeah, it's selling. I mean, well, maybe
Mm.
because they don't make cars like that anymore, right? Because I mean,
Mm.
in a couple of years, everything is going to be, electric cars,
Mhm.
right?
I don't know. You're not gonna have all electric cars until like pretty much at least 70% of the car market right now, or cars
Eh,
out on the road, are electric.
yeah.
If those
Or hybrid.
gas prices keep going up,
Thing is
I mean,
that they build more charging stations too.
yeah, I think I mean in the next, I want to say like if those gas prices are still going up, people are gonna switch over real quick, especially in California when the average gallon of gasoline is like almost what six
It's-
bucks.
It's only $30 a gallon. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my
mean,
cars too. I like my cars too, but like, yeah, if gas prices go up again, I'm just gonna go electric, and those charging stations are everywhere. So
mhm, not everywhere, but even so, it's I've seen people at those charging stations. It looks like honestly, it looks incredibly inconvenient.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm just worried about is like when you're at that charging station, did you get mugged or anything?
yeah, like what if you get robbed? Like you can't do anything because you have to wait for it to charge.
Like fuck, my car's charging.
but like,
You're
yeah,
just
I
like
mean,
running around in circles in the fucking lot.
Because like when you're filling up your gas, you can be like, whoop, I'm out.
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's a good business idea. So where people come in to like a gated thing, and people can hang out safe and sound without having, people jumping in and trying to rob you and mug you. Well, that's
What if the
It's a
person robbing you
reality.
has a Tesla too? Like I'm charging too rich while they're taking your money. That would be actually kind of funny. It's like the person that you're parked next to and charging, like they just rob you, and then they know you won't go anywhere because you just plugged your shit in. Yeah. But God, man, like I would imagine that like everyone had their license with that sort of thing, like something that you actually just like even if it was in like high school or something that was just like that made you that desperate to where you wanted to buy it.
Okay, I think I have
got
one.
it.
Maybe a fancy restaurant if I wanted to go like try it.
Oh, you want the experience?
Yeah, I want to get the experience. So I might be willing to fork over like, pay the price to go there.
Have you gone to a restaurant and paid the price?
Yeah,
Like, what a question.
Well, that's crazy.
Like to a fancy one, that you wanted to go to.
Example, Alexander's.
Have you
I was
been to
willing
a
go
restaurant and
Alexander's.
paid?
So I'm willing to like put the money down, then yeah, we'll go over there and do it all big up and whatnot.
We'll
Hey,
order two drinks.
Order two drinks.
What's up?
Order two drinks.
Two
Like
drinks.
was like what's a 10 course meal?
Yeah.
Is it like a 10 course meal? Yeah.
Well, it was like one of those 7-course meals.
Seven
That
course,
and then
okay.
maybe like a show with a comedian I really like if I knew Dave Chappelle was, playing.
Oh, did you see Dave
definitely
Chappelle
wanna-
get jumped?
Yeah, he got jumped. I definitely want to go to a Dave Chappelle if I knew enough time. I'm like, yep, we'll put the money down and let's go watch that show. If
Mm.
it was live.
That's a good one, Walker. Like paying full
something
price
we
for a ticket because you had to be there.
Yeah,
we do that like one time when Dave
we
Chappelle-
did, but it's more like we saw the tickets and then we just got them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, well, yeah. I mean, that was pretty much it. We just threw down like, fuck it, like we'll go. No questions asked.
It's a no questions asked type of thing.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, you have one cola? Oh, I thought you said got it, and then
No, because I mean the only thing is like comedians, like I went to was Russell Peters and then I had to drive all the way to Sacramento to watch it.
oh, you did go to see him?
Yeah, I did go see him. And actually know somebody who was there and they didn't say hi. So I was
So they saw cola and were like, nope.
It turns out that you were the joke all along, man.
They ignored you. Oh
and
my
then they messaged me on Facebook and said, oh, I saw you at the show. How come you didn't say hi? Jesus, come on.
Unfriended.
God.
I sat right in the front. I was like, I was hoping to get it roasted, but no, they didn't roast me. So
Mm. Yeah, we sat in the front too for a few of them too.
that's like the worst place to be is in the front row.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to go see Kevin Hart too. Like his stand-up was actually good. We went to go see What Now live. And yeah, I mean there's only certain comedians that will buckle down and like watch, really, because I don't know, it's just that they're good enough and they're actually funny to where you have a very, very, very high chance of not being disappointed. Because I think we did go to, there was one comedian when we went to go see, and like it actually ended up being kind of disappointing in the end.
Oh,
Because it just, yeah, it's because it got really preachy and everything, and it just stopped being about comedy, and we're just like, okay, like
that comedian was going through some shit.
yeah. And it was just like it just started sounding like all gospel-y, and I was like, okay. And it like immediately stopped being funny. You guys ever been to like amateur hours?
Yeah, when I used to live in San Francisco, we went to amateur hour. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. This dude really hated Asian people for some reason.
Oh my god, that's the worst place to do it in San Francisco.
Jokes, and then they're all like directed at Asian people. Like,
Yeah, and then like no one laughed at his jokes, so he made more fun of Asian people than he just like tried to clown on the owner of the club. It was like, okay. But I mean, some like for the most part, a lot of them do really good work. I think that this dude just had way too many drinks, and then his inner racist came out, and then like yeah, like that that was a bomb for him. All right, with that, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been Walker, Cola, and Jack we'll
Who?
catch
Who
up.
was my name again?
All right, so we out. Catch you next week.
Bye bye.
See
Later.
ya.